The FNAF 2 movie trailer just dropped and it revealed 10 massive lore changes that completely break what we thought we knew. Abby is now the one reopening Freddy's, the toy animatronics are confirmed with insane voice casting, and Scott Cawthon is giving us a movie-verse origin that's cleaner than the games ever were. If you think this is just a FNAF 2, you're missing the bigger picture. Let's break down every single change. Timeline shift. First, let's talk about the 3 biggest timeline shifts that change the foundation of the movieverse. Time skip and Abby's agency. The trailer confirms it's been a full year since the first movie. And here's the twist. Abby is the one who reopens the danger by trying to see her friends again. In the first movie, Mike was dragging Abby into Freddy's because he needed the job. Now, Abby is actively seeking them out. That shifts the blame and agency from Mike to Abby in the movieverse. She's not a victim anymore. She's the catalyst. That is a huge character shift that changes how we view her character arc. In the first movie, Mike was dragging Abby into Freddy's because he needed the job. Now, Abby is actively seeking them out. That shifts the blame and agency from Mike to Abby in the movieverse. She's not a victim anymore. She's the catalyst. That is a huge character shift that changes how we view her character arc. Movieverse origin tease. Movieverse origin tease. The official trailer description says this outing reveals the true origin of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. That means the films are giving us a cleaner, straighter origin story than the games ever did. The games made us piece together Fredbear's Family Diner, Freddy Fazbear's The Bite of 83, The Bite of 87 across like 8 games and 16 books. The movie is saying, we're streamlining this, we're giving you the origin. That's a movie-specific retcon that could make the lore way more accessible to casual fans. And honestly, that might be exactly what the franchise needs. Cleaned up timeline. And that brings us to change number 10. Cleaned up timeline for film fans. Overall, the second trailer signals they're simplifying the connective tissue. First film equals missing kids plus Afton. Second film equals upgraded toys plus origin reveal plus Afton fallout. That's completely different from the game's tangled multi-location timeline where you're jumping between 1983, 1987, 1993, 2023, and somehow also the future with security breach. The movieverse is saying, here's movie 1, here's movie 2, here's how they connect, minus, done. For longtime fans, that might feel like a betrayal. But for new audiences, this is the accessible entry point the franchise always needed. But the timeline isn't the only thing changing. Let's talk about WHO is bringing these animatronics to life. Toy lineup confirmed. Toy lineup confirmed. Trailer 2 shows the toy animatronics, Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie. And the casting notes backing it up are insane. Megan Fox is voicing Toy Chica, and MatPat, yes, that MatPat, is voicing Toy Bonnie. That means the film is actually doing a FNAF 2 style upgrade era. The first movie was set in a rundown 80s style pizzeria with the classic withered animatronics. Now we're jumping to the shinier plastic toy generation. That's a massive lore jump, and it confirms the movieverse is following the game's 2-location structure. Freddy Fazbear's classic, then Freddy Fazbear's 2.0 with the toys. And can we talk about MatPat voicing Toy Bonnie? The man who spent a decade theorizing about FNAF is now literally inside the movie. That's not just fan service. That's Scott Cawthon saying you helped build this universe, now you're part of it. Genius move. Skeet Ulrich, Henry, Emily. Skeet Ulrich equals Henry, Emily. The second trailer finally shows Skeet Ulrich, and outlets are speculating he's tied to a known game character. All signs point to him playing Henry Emily, William Afton's business partner and co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment. In the games, Henry is the one who eventually burns everything down to end the cycle in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. If Skeet is Henry, that means the movieverse is setting up the Afton versus Henry dynamic way earlier than the games did. That's a film-only route to add another adult witness/accomplice to the Fazbear crimes, instead of dumping everything on Lillard's Afton. And here's the kicker. Henry's guilt and eventual redemption arc is one of the most emotional parts of the game lore. If they're introducing him now, movie 3 could be the burn-it-all-down finale we've been waiting for. Vanessa's still in play. Vanessa is back with Mike and Abby in the trailer, so the movieverse is keeping the guard/cop thread active across films. Unlike the games, where security guard roles rotate every single game, Mike Schmidt, Jeremy Fitzgerald, Fritz Smith, the phone guy, The movies are building a consistent protagonist group that creates actual character continuity, which the games never really had. Vanessa's role as the cop who knows too much is a movie invention, and they're doubling down on it. In the games, Vanessa becomes Vanny, the reluctant follower of Glitchtrap. Is the movie setting that up, or is movie Vanessa going to stay on the hero side? Either way, her continued presence means we're getting a character-driven story, not just a location-hopping anthology. Now, these next changes prove Scott is building something way bigger than just a sequel. Springtrap Visual History. Springtrap Afton Visual History. Games Radar mentions the new trailer gives a deeper look at Springtrap's past. That means the sequel wants to show us how Afton becomes the rotten suit in the film canon, not just surprise I lived from the end credit stinger. The first movie gave us Afton getting spring-locked. That's it. Blood, screams, done. This movie is going to show us his decay, his suffering, maybe even how he's still conscious inside that suit. That's a lore fill-in. The game's only hinted at through 8-bit minigames and cryptic phone calls. And here's what nobody's talking about. If they're showing Springtrap's origin in movie 2, that means movie 3 is going to be full-on Springtrap hunting the protagonists. We're getting the FNAF 3 horror game experience on the big screen. Animatronics, leaving safe context. Animatronics leaving safe context. The trailer framing makes it clear the danger is now bigger than a closed-down building. The synopsis says a terrifying chain of events after Abby reconnects. That means the animatronics aren't stuck at Freddy's anymore. They're reaching out. That's edging towards security breach style, they can reach you if you reach them energy. The movieverse is escalating the threat level way faster than the games did. In FNAF 1-3, you were safe if you just didn't go to the pizzeria. Now, the danger follows you home. That's a horror escalation that makes the stakes feel real. Freddy is Abby's attachment. Freddy is Abby's attachment. The sequel is doubling down on Abby actually likes them. The first movie hinted that Abby could see the spirits and felt safe with them. Now she's actively seeking them out like they're her real friends. Lore-wise, that's closer to the Tin Kids. Spirits aren't always hostile read. The games made the animatronics mostly murderous. You're a security guard, they want to stuff you in a suit, end of story. The movie is saying these are kids trapped inside, and sometimes they just want connection. That's a way softer take on possession, and it makes the tragedy hit harder. It also sets up a heartbreaking conflict. What happens when Abby realizes her friends are dangerous? That's character drama the games never explored. Fazfest public event. Number 9. Fazfest / public-facing Fazbear. The synopsis and coverage mention a town-level event, Fazfest, or more public Freddy branding. That implies Fazbear in the movies wasn't just a failed pizzeria, there was real community reach. Maybe Freddy's was actually popular before everything went wrong. That widens the movieverse backstory and makes the tragedy feel bigger. In the games, Freddy's always felt like a sketchy operation that barely survived. In the movies, it sounds like Freddy's was a beloved local institution before Afton ruined it. That adds weight to the tragedy. This wasn't just a random pizzeria, it was a community hub that got destroyed by one man's evil. Okay, so what does all this mean? Here's the truth. The movieverse is becoming its own canon, separate from the games. And honestly, that's a good thing. The game timeline is a beautiful disaster. It's complex, it's layered, it rewards obsessive theorizing, but it's also completely inaccessible to casual fans. My mom is never going to understand the difference between the Bite of 83 and the Bite of 87. She's never going to care about the Fazbear Frights books or the security logbook codes, but she will understand. Movie 1 is the origin of the murders. Movie 2 is the consequences spreading. Movie 3 will be the final confrontation. That's a 3-act structure. That's filmmaking 101. Scott Cawthon is building a cinematic universe that respects the games but doesn't get buried by them. Now, does this affect game timeline theories? Not really. The games are still the games. The books are still the books. The movies are now their own thing. Think of it like the Marvel Cinematic Universe versus Marvel Comics. Same characters, different rules. If anything, the movieverse gives us a clearer lens to understand the core story. Strip away the remnant, the Glitchtrap virus, the Vanny DLC, the Mimic AI. What's left? A man murdered children. Their spirits possessed animatronics, and now there's a reckoning. That's the emotional core, and the movie is nailing it. So what's movie 3 going to be? Based on these changes, here's my prediction. Movie 3 will be the FNAF 3 Pizzeria Simulator Hybrid. We'll see Henry Emily's plan to burn everything down, Springtrap fully unleashed, hunting the protagonists, and Abby having to choose between saving her friends or ending the cycle. The final shot will be the Pizzeria Simulator fire with Henry's speech, "I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms." Fade to black, roll credits. That would be the perfect trilogy, Closer Miner's tragedy, horror, and redemption all in one. So those are the 10 massive lore changes from the FNAF 2 movie trailer. Which one shocked you the most? Drop a number 1 through 10 in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. If you want daily FNAF 2 movie breakdowns, theories, and Easter eggs, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm covering everything leading up to the December release. And if you haven't seen my breakdown of Matt Pat voicing Toy Bonnie or Megan Fox as Toy Chica, those videos are linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.